Alright team, so we're finally back testing another strategy, and this strategy is the one I use every single day, and it's my favorite one in the world. During this backtesting session, we got some ridiculously good results. You don't want to miss it. Okay team, so I know it's been a while since I made another backtesting video, but this one will make the wait well worth it because we got some crazy good results in today's video and during the backtesting session. Before we take a look at that though, if you want to help support your boy here, you can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button below, and if you click the bell next to that, you'll get an alert anytime we go live or drop a new video. With all that said, let's take a look at these. Okay team, so like I said in the intro, the goal of today's video is to backtest one of my favorite strategies I've been using for the last few months. I call it the VWAP crossover bounce, and it happens right after the opening bell. We're looking for weakness. We want to see a stock trending below the VWAP, and that's when we're really going to get ready to attack this position. We wait for a U-shaped reversal pushing over the VWAP, and our goal is to enter on the pullback to test that VWAP area. What we look for after that is a bounce up to the previous high of the day where we can take profit. And again, I call this strategy the VWAP crossover bounce. It's worked really well, and so hopefully in this backtesting session, we can get some good data that we can use in our trading this next week. The backtesting method we're using is the binary or IO method, and that just means we give it an I if we see a successful instance and an O if we see a failure of it. That way we can tally up and get the accuracy rate, and we can also document while we're looking at this where it worked the best, under what time frames, what conditions, what setups did it work the best, so we can use that data in our own trading. And so without further ado, let's take a look at the actual backtesting session right now. Okay team, so now that the backtesting session is actually done, let's take a look at the results. So we tested a total of 62 stocks in this session, and there were 29 instances of this setup where it actually showed up on the chart. That's a pretty decent amount to test, and out of that amount we had 21 successes and 8 failures, giving us an accuracy rate here of 72%. And honestly, I really like that accuracy rate because it does give you pretty good organic risk-reward ratios as well in the trades. I take this setup and strategy usually multiple times every single day, and a lot of the time I'm using a really tight risk level. I'm trying to find an isolated high or low underneath the VWAP that I can use for a stop loss, but a lot of the time when this stock breaks above the VWAP, the trend holds and it continues really nice upward, organically again giving you a really nice reward to risk ratio. And so if you can get into a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 reward to risk trade here, it has really nice accuracy to complement it, and it can be a really powerful strategy to add to your trading arsenal because of that. Still, there's a lot of other conditions that we wanted to review in today's video, so let's take a look at those other conditions that work the best right now. Okay, so during the backtesting session, we got a lot of really useful but nuanced data that we can hopefully use to attack favorable conditions with this strategy in our trades. The first condition I really want you to pay attention to is the location of the VWAP. It's really important that the stock is not extended in either direction away from the VWAP in any significant way. This setup and strategy ultimately works the best when the VWAP is around middle range and you let the stock break over the VWAP but not necessarily break over the previous opening range high or the previous high of the day. It's best when the VWAP is right around middle range so we can break above that and form kind of a cup and handle breakout pattern. That way we can enter on the pullback to the VWAP, which again should be middle range, and then ride the bounce up. Again, in situations where the VWAP was really extended either really high above it or really low below it, it just did not work as much, although it still did work some in those situations. Something else to watch with this specific strategy is that it seems to work the best in the first 5 to 15 minutes. That's when the U is the most clear, and if you can catch one where it's a really obvious U-shaped pattern, those tend to work the best, and my guess is because everyone else sees it when it's really self-evident, when the U-shaped momentum pattern is really obvious. Other traders see it too and are in turn more likely to attack the same setup and get some buys coming in where we are entering the position as well, again helping prop the trade up and helping it bounce in an easier way. And to be honest, this was the best condition to be present when we have a really obvious U-shaped breakout pattern where the U is really obvious and you can see the momentum coming in, you can see the U shape, you can see the breakout forming. That's when this setup ultimately works the best, and it's the best condition that we can look for is just a really obvious U shape. Again, other traders see the U and then they're willing to attack it, and it kind of snowballs from there, gets a lot of volume, gains momentum from that U shape being really obvious. And so that's what I'm going to target next week with this setup, is the most obvious U-shaped breakout patterns using this condition. One of the other major conditions that I usually mention in every single one of my videos is volume. This setup tends to work the best when it has higher volume, and when I say that, I mean over 300,000 shares traded per minute. If you can wait and find moves that are actually maintaining good volume, especially on the break over the VWAP, then again, this setup and strategy usually works better in those situations. And that's honestly true for most momentum strategies because volume helps prop the stock up, and sometimes a stock's chart can be a little bit misleading, where it looks like it has good volume, but it really doesn't. Maybe it has less than 100,000 shares traded per minute, and so focus on high volume moves if you're trading momentum, and it should help your results in these situations. Anyways, team, that's it for this one. Remember, if you want to help support the channel here, you can hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and come join us and hang out in the chat every weekday morning during our morning live streams. We day trade and do all of our trades completely live right here for free on YouTube. Also, remember guys, we can't guarantee any of these setups or strategies will work for you. You need to test everything just like we did in this video to make sure it works for you and your own trading personality, because everything is not universal in trading. Different things work for different people, and so make sure you understand that moving forward. Good luck in the market, guys, and I appreciate you joining us. We'll see you guys next time.